Shabbat Shalom, everyone. To everyone who is here in Rosenberg Hall with us, and to those who are joining us from home, we welcome you. It's so good for us to be together as a community in this way. It's been a long, long time since we prayed our service here in Rosenberg Hall, and the reason that we're here tonight is that our sanctuary is already set up for tomorrow night's Purim spiel with the backdrop and the props, and we are ready for a fantastic Purim spiel. If you haven't heard, it's Oy Vey Broadway. It's going to be a lot of fun. There are only about 80 people on stage at any given time. And if you're not in it, I hope that you will come and watch it and support it and join in the hilarity. It's really fun and it's funny, and we tell the story as we do every year of Queen Esther and how she saved our people. You know, Purim is a pretty interesting holiday if you think about it. It's kind of different than all the other holidays that we celebrate in the Jewish calendar of the year, right? I think Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Pesach, Sukkot, all these other holidays. Some of them are somber, some of them are joyous, or a mixture of both, typically, right? And there's that joke, you know, they all have the same theme, right? They tried to kill us, we survived this. And there's a bit of that in Purim, too. But Purim takes it up quite a few notches, doesn't it? In terms of how we let loose, we make fun of everyone and everything. We tell this really serious story about an evil, vizier who wants to destroy the Jewish people and is manipulating the king. That's an age-old story for our people. It's persecution. It's 101. And the plot gets overthrown. We're telling this dark tale, and we're making fun of it. We're booing and we're hissing, we're spinning the rockers, and having a great time. Isn't that a little weird? And in fact, there's a mitzvah on Lo Yada. Have you heard that one? Mm-hmm. It means until you don't know. What are you talking about? Well, at Purim time, it's actually a mitzvah to drink a little to excess. So much so that when we hear the story, you can't tell the difference between blessed be Mordecai and cursed be Haman. How drunk is that? Pretty drunk. Yeah, pretty drunk. And you're telling me that's a Jewish thing? Isn't that a little odd? How do you explain that? I mean, we're not a teetotaling people exactly. We can drink a l'chaim and all our cause and all our celebrations, but not to excess. We don't drink at other times to get drunk, except for Purim. So how do we explain it? Well, one explanation that sticks with me always is, it's not easy living with persecution. Not knowing from one day to the next whether we're going to wake up secure or whether we're going to have to defend ourselves or to move to another place and, acclimate to a new country as our people have done over and over again. It can make you a little neurotic. You need to occasionally blow off some steam. It's like in those old buildings where they have the steam radiators. They have a safety valve. If the pressure builds up too much, it opens and little steam leads off. Well, that's maybe one way to look at Purim. One day a year, we get to let our shirts down and imagine this Jewish queen who overthrows the plot of the evil Haman, and have fun and tell that story in a fun way and let go. So maybe that's one explanation for why Purim is so fun and zany. Whatever the explanation, it sure is fun, and I hope you'll join us. And let's get on with Shabbat now. Take a moment to greet everyone around you. So we build our Tehillah and Shah, our holy community. Say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom officially now.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Ready for spring break?
No, I'm doing it.
Oh, thank you.
Do you expect it? So you just get 1 week? Hey, thank you.
Yeah, I get a week in October.
What if I just put it here? Is it weird to put it here? That distract you? Huh? Too weird? Okay.
You can put it right.
All right.
Wondering too.
We apologize.
Yes, in the sanctuary, we now have our little cameras, and the zooming and the tilting, and we're going old school tonight.
Thanks.
Oh,
This is our live stream camera.
Sorry, everyone online. Sorry.
You're getting a little seasick as you're walking
All
around.
right. Well, there you go.
Okay, we continue on page 6 with Muhammad Our service continues on page 8 with the lighting of the candles for Shabbat. And it's a pleasure to invite forward Steve and Nan Jacobs to light candles in loving memory of Steve's father, Teddy Jacobs, and Nan's mother, Lorraine Cohen.
Shalom, Shabbat.
Our service continues on page 9, and we invite you to rise either physically or in spirit as we continue with the call to worship.
Baruch et Adonai,
Please be seated. And we read together this beautiful translation of the V'ahavta in the middle of page 10. Love Adonai your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at home and at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all the mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. We read together on the top of page 11. Standing at the water's edge, the sea spray on your cheek. Close your eyes and feel within the beating of freedom's drum. Listen closely on the breeze. Do you hear the music of the ages? Oh God, you beat the drum. You are the song. You are the wonder in each of us. With joy and awe, we sing to you this song of freedom. Continue on the bottom of page 13, and we rise either physically or in our hearts as we join together in the chanting of the Adonai, Adonai, Ufi, Agite, Hilatecha, Adonai, Sifatai, Tita, Ufi, Agite, Hilatecha. Oh God, open up my lips as I Please be seated. We read together. Kutsei Adonai Elohim, Lam Yisrael, Utila Tam Be'ahavat Yisrael, Utila Ratzon Tamid Avodat Yisrael Amecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Shalomcha Levancha V'yirat. Be gracious, O Lord our God, to your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love. May our worship always be acceptable to you. Modina Nachnuah, Shabbat Adonai Elohim, Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu, Yadam Vader, Surah Hayenu, Magen Yishenu, Atah L'V'Dor. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, 1 million words, for the awareness of soul, our life within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us, for all these and more we offer thanks. Shalom, You know, shalom doesn't just mean peace. It means wholeness. It means completion. It is a dream of a world where all the things that are broken are fixed. And that's an elusive dream, of course, but it's something that we, as Jews, feel impelled, commanded to work towards. That's why we do acts of tikkun olam, of world repair. So let us take a quiet moment now to pray not just the words from our Siddur, but to pray the thoughts and prayers that are written on our hearts. Be allowed to live the prayer of the Lord. Well, there is a woman in Southern California named Jill Price, who was the very first person in the world to be diagnosed with hyperthymesia. Hyperthymesia. Have you ever heard of that?
Nope.
Dr. Jacobs?
Nope.
Well, it's a very rare and very unusual condition that allows her to remember and recite the minutest of details of every day of her life from the time she was 14 years old. As she said, starting on February the 5th, 1980, I remember everything. That was a Tuesday. Researchers who did an extensive study with Price maintain that she has the most amazing memory ever known to science. From age 14 onward, Price is able to recall past events as if she was watching them on a split screen inside her head. This means that she can tell you on demand when the last episode of Dallas aired. Who remembers Dallas? Or list the starting dates of the last 20 World Series. It also means that she is able to relive virtually every moment of her life, good or bad, in extraordinary intensity and detail. Price not only remembers banal particulars from 20 or 30 years ago, such as what she ate for lunch or what the temperature was like on a given day, but her memories have the vividness of real-time experience, undiminished by the passage of time. Now this, as you can imagine, is both an enormous blessing and a terrible curse. Imagine being unable to forget anything. As oddly appealing as this might initially sound, let's think it through a bit further. A perfect memory would allow us to accurately immortalize those we have loved and lost. It would give us passage back into our childhood and our early years. That would be awesome. It would score us a tremendous advantage on a history exam or at a game of Trivial Pursuit. But would perfect memory really be so desirable? Price describes it at times as being a prisoner of one's past. Some memories are good and give me a warm, safe feeling, she says, but I also recall every bad decision, every insult, and every excruciating embarrassment. Over the years, it has eaten me up. It has kind of paralyzed me. Perfect memory means reliving painful experiences over and over again. It means feeling the wounds not healed by time and experience. In the words of journalist Keturah Gray, who co-authored a book about Jill Price, her experience serves as a reminder that our lives and our happiness may be shaped not only by what we remember, but by what we choose to forget. A faulty memory may deprive us of certain cherished recollections, but it also allows us to move forward, unencumbered by the dark experiences of our past. Zachor et asher asa lacha Amalek. Remember what Amalek did to you. These words are from the beginning of the special Torah reading for this week, from the book of Deuteronomy. It's a passage which is chanted each year on Shabbat Zachor, the Sabbath of memory. This Shabbat, preceding Purim, every year is Shabbat Zachor, the Sabbath of memory. It recounts the heartless and opportunistic assassins who attacked the Israelite entourage of the Exodus from the rear, where the old and the infirm were marching, the weakest and the most vulnerable members of society. It is for this reason that the people of Amalek are seen as Judaism's quintessential villains. We read these words each year on Shabbat Zachor because the wicked qualities of the Amalekites remind us of another dangerous felon whose story we will soon recount. The evil Haman, who is right on cue, who is actually said to be a descendant of Amalek. One man's legacy of wickedness giving rise to the next. On Shabbat Zachor, we commit ourselves to remembering Amalek's misdeeds, positioning the upcoming Purim celebration in its proper context, that of never abandoning our fight against evil. This act of memory is so important that hearing the Torah chanted on Shabbat Zachor is considered a special mitzvah all its own that we're here to experience. But Purim and Shabbat Zachor in many respects are direct opposites of one another. Today on Shabbat Zachor, we recall the name of Amalek and it is chanted aloud from the Torah, but on Purim, we drown out the name of Haman, rendering it completely inaudible with our booing and our heckling and our aggressive spinning of the groggers. Today, we directly recount the theme of murder, treating our fight against evil with all the seriousness which it deserves. But on Purim, we engage in silly antics. We dress in costumes as if to distract ourselves from the terrible pain of the story, which we recount. Today, we cast the Israelites into sharp contrast with Amalek, making ourselves absolutely distinct from the evildoers we so disdain. But on Purim, we are encouraged to drink ad lo yada until we can no longer tell the difference between righteous Mordecai and wicked Haman. If Shabbat Zachor emphasizes remembrance, Purim seems to emphasize forgetting, or at least obscuring memory. In general, we as Jews are a people of memory, aren't we? We observe not only birthdays, but also yard sites to remember those who were dear to us. We break a glass at weddings to remember the destruction of the temple, an event that happened nearly 2,000 years ago. Our holidays are not simple celebrations, but rather historical reenactments. Spending time in the sukkah on Sukkot, eating matzah at Pesach, standing as we read the Ten Commandments at Shavuot, imagining that we are standing at the foot of Mount Sinai. We do all these things. Indeed, we embrace both the good and the painful memories of our history, believing that recalling the past brings honor to those parts that should be emulated, and helping us to learn from those parts that must be rejected. And then we find ourselves at Purim. And although it may seem as if we are again engaging in acts of memory, in truth, we might say we're doing anything but. Just think about the way in which we narrate the story, a rather horrifying tale of near extinction and violent retribution told with spiel and spoofing, costumes and good cheer. Rather than internalizing the severity of the Megillah, we seem to make light of the whole story. So why is it that Purim is celebrated in this way? Our traditional commitment to memory seemingly turned on its ear. I would like to suggest that it gets back to the story of Jill Price and the lesson she has to teach us about what it means to never forget. Over the years, it has eaten me up, Price says of her perfect memory. It has kind of paralyzed me. Memory can be a powerful thing, source of meaning and identity and connection, a force for good driving us towards renewed commitment to fighting evil. At the same time, memory can also be a yoke, saddling us with hurt and anger and resentment that leaves us stuck, unable to move forward in a productive way. If we as individuals remembered with intensity every time we were insulted, every time we were upset or angered by something a partner or a good friend or a parent or a child did to us, and didn't soften the emotion by forgetting it a little, by letting it go, we would be carrying around a terrible burden that would surely weigh us down and make us miserable all the time. And it would obscure all the good that is there, all the love and the caring that was shown in much greater proportion. Isn't that how we want to live? Isn't that how we want to remember our loved ones? For the good? If we as a people or a society don't try to leave the past in the past, every time we have a grievance or a disagreement or even an event of great significance, could we ever come together and make peace and restore civility every time it's broken? Think of the countries who have waged war upon one another, causing death and destruction on a grand scale, but who now are allies and partners with warm diplomatic relations, living in peace. Think Germany and Japan and Vietnam, who are all friendly countries with which our country now has good relations. Or how about in Israel, where the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has proven itself to be one of the world's most intractable conflicts in modern history? Can there ever be peace if we see each other only through the lens of the conflict? And not as fellow human beings, each with our own dreams and aspirations? That will require a lot of letting go of many bad memories on both sides, of painful losses and violence inflicted on one another. Now, I'm not saying that these things can or should ever be totally forgotten, or that they should just be swept under the rug. On the contrary, that would be denying history, and that would be just sticking our head in the sand. We need to know our history. We need to remember and study it, for there is much to learn. But we need to soften those memories when appropriate to get beyond them for the sake of the future and our own well-being. And so, as we step into our costumes and bake our hamantaschen, pour our l'chaims and break into spiel, I hope that we will also think carefully about what an anti-Haman world might truly look like and what it would take to help us get there. For one day in 365, we forget Haman the easy way, writes JTS Chancellor Arnold Eisen in explaining the raucous revelry of the Purim holiday. So that the other 364, we can work on the harder path to real forgetting, tikkun olam, repairing the world. We remember just enough to start creating change and forget just enough to stave off bitterness. Over the years, it has eaten me up, it has kind of paralyzed me, says Jill Price, of her perfect memory. May the legacies of Purim and Shabbat Zachor help us to remember exactly the right amount. Enough to act rather than to stagnate. Enough to hope rather than to hate. Enough to create a world free of Amalek and the values for which he stood. Enough to create a world worthy of God's blessing. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May it be God's will. And Chag Purim Sameach.
I'm on page 20 as we prepare for our Torah service.
And we rise either physically or in spirit as we open the ark and take out our clothes. O house of Jacob, come, let us walk in the light of our God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonai, Gadol Shema. Notice the Torah up here, if you can see it. We rolled it this afternoon because Karma is going to chant this special muff here, this special portion that's read on Shabbat Zachor about Amalek. And it's from Devarim, from the book of Deuteronomy, almost towards the end of the Torah. So you have to do a lot of rolling to get there.
And what page are we?
1,507, down towards the bottom.
Zachor et Amalek, remember Amalek. And then immediately we say, blot out his memory.
You're gonna call the triplets for the event?
Oh, that's, I felt like you were waiting for me to do something.
I will.
You know that business about forgetting? For me, it's getting easier and easier to forget just about everything. It's my pleasure to call up onto the bima for the honor of the Aliyah, Jack, Rachel, and Ross, otherwise known as the Harrington Trips, in honor of their 16th birthday. I can't believe it, 16. Weren't they just rolling around during services on Friday night?
Because you're in the driveway setting for your bar mitzvah. When you react.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Amen. Zachor et asher asa lecha Amalek b'derech b'tzeitchem mimitzrayim asher chorcha haderech v'yizanevecha kol hanecheshalim acharecha ve'ata ayef vayagea ve'lo yareh Elohim ve'haya ve'haniach Adonai Elohecha lecha mikol oivecha misaviv ba'aretz asher Adonai Elohecha noten lecha nachala lerishta timcha et zecher Amalek mitachat hashamayim lo tishkach.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet. V'chayei olam nata betokeinu. Baruch atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
So glad you guys are here. Really good.
I think everyone will agree that these three, while yes, they belong to their mom and their grandparents who were here, they very much are our kids. Because we've watched them grow up since they were just teeny babies. And so many Friday nights they were here with us way before they could understand or participate in the service. They literally were rolling around on the floor behind the last pew, and I think by osmosis, they were just taking in the melodies and the words of the service, and what a pleasure it has been to watch them grow and mature through the years. They're not kids anymore, they're young adults, 16 years old, and we're so proud of you and the people who you are becoming, the wonderful mensches that you are and that you will be. And we look forward to watching you grow some more. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And continue to be a blessing to us and to the world.
You can watch them all tomorrow on Orange. Amazing.
Angela, you did a good job.
Thank you. Lots of good help.
Takes a village. In the presence of our Sefer Torah, our Torah scroll, we like to say special blessings, and especially for good health and for healing for our friends and our loved ones who are ailing and who need our help and our strength. Anything we can do to bring a little healing and hope into their lives. And our prayers for a refuah shlema, for a full and speedy healing. Those of you who are joining us from home, we invite you to send in the chat the names of loved ones you would like to add to our list. And tonight, we pray for good health for Ann Porteous, Sherwin Sobel, Tom Giuliano, Casey Campbell-Shadman, Diane Dakin, Randy Watkins, Gabby Lopez-Smith, Rebecca Williams, Victor Altman, Samantha Porteous, John Kaplan, Barry Klein, Ellen Clore, Rachel Frederick, Brooke Hall, Maria Madrigal, Imelda Tamez, Cremilda Tamez, Sherilyn Gross, Andy Bernhardt, Vicki Lindner, Chan Fong, Joseph Mayer, Robert Greenstein, Lisa Vogel-Shears, Leslie Hirschfield, and Marianne Messenger. And we invite everyone here, if you have names that you'd like to add to our Misha Bera, please say them out loud.
Tommy Giuliano, José Jesús Reyes Salcedo y Verónica Reyes.
Steve Ware, Dennis Tomato, Jay Berman.
Arlene Singer. Raquel Lipkin.
We're on page 23.
Who bless the ones before.
Bartram, Charles Boyd, Amanda Dennis, and Doralee Saxon.
And we add to those names mentioned aloud, those of us here and those of you who are joining us from home who are in need for these same blessings of Refuat HaNefesh and Refuat HaGuf, for healing of mind and body and spirit. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofeh HaCholim. Blessed are you, O God, who heals the sick.
Amen. Continue with a prayer for our country and the state of Israel. Guardian of life and liberty, grant blessings to our country. Grant our leaders patience and wisdom. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and may we never be lazy in the work of peace. Eternal God, grant blessings to the state of Israel. Protect your people, shelter them with peace, and grant them deliverance from the violence that surrounds them. May they live in harmony with one another and with their neighbors. May the bonds of faith and faith that unite the Jews of all lands be a source of strength and blessing to each of us and to all the world. And let us say, Amen.
Device, physically or in spirit. Page 25. You may be seated. We invite those at home who have names of loved ones who have died in the last year to go ahead and send them to us in the chat so we can bring them into this holy space. As we do every week, we take a quiet moment before the conclusion of our service to to remember and to pay tribute to the memory of very special people in our lives who are no longer here with us physically, but whom we carry in our hearts. So in a very real way, they continue to bless us. They continue to carry us. Yizkor Elohim, may God remember those who have died recently. We remember Larry Lang, remembered with love by his niece, Stacy Sims. We remember Philip West, remembered with love by his husband, Larry Kissling, and his daughters, Seda and her husband, Chris, who are here with us. Philip was a member of our congregation, and he was the CEO of our Stockton Symphony. And sadly, he died very unexpectedly and untimely fashion earlier this week. And we were all in shock. He was certainly a very important part of our Stockton community, a man of great passion and intelligence, who devoted his life to music and the arts, and was a gift to our Stockton community through his work. And we extend our condolences to his family, and to you, Stacy and Matt, and your family. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be for a blessing and a never-ending source of strength. And for those who are here, who are in either Shiva or Shloshim or Shana, at any point in this first year of mourning the death of loved ones, we invite you to stand now and to share with us the names of your precious loved ones.
Are we good to share?
Maria Pérez.
Josefina Bastavich.
The following names are the names of loved ones who have a yortzeit, the anniversary of their death, sometime in the week ahead. If I say the name of your loved one, won't you please stand? We remember with love Alan Bluestein, George Young, Ann Yeeses, Susan Bretcher, my grandmother, Linda Sue Morgan Ray, Max Wasserman, Irving Corin, Jim McCannis, Parker Hackett, Joseph Nassana, Regina Goldberg, Tevi Jacobs, Lorraine Cohn, Marjorie Meyer, Jeanette Saphir, Hyman Azoff, Juan Francisco de la Cruz, Florence Brakeman, Anne Solomon, and Dina Stroll.
I'd like to add to those names of these loved ones, Aaliyah Deshay, Joseph Tannenbaum, Eric Friedman, Craig Corin, Nicole Cortez Soto.
If you've watched the news, you will know that in the last few weeks there have been sadly several terrorist attacks in Jerusalem and on the West Bank that have taken many innocent lives. And so I'd like to add the memory, I don't know their names, but I'd like to add the memory of those victims to our Kaddish this evening, as we remember as well the 6 million, so many who left no one to remember them, no one to say Kaddish for them. We take all of these precious loved ones into our own hearts, and in solidarity with the mourners, we now rise and recite together on page 26, Mourner's Kaddish. Kitgadam Yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, V'yalmad Yivrach Yutei V'yamich Malchutei, V'chayach On V'yom Nachon, V'chayei Kol Beit Yisrael,
Ba'agala ubizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shema rabam v'barak le'olam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramah v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechemata. Danimram v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shema rabam v'shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'chol Yisrael v'imru amen. Shalom b'mrama. Ruya aseh shalom. Aleinu v'chol Yisrael v'imru amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to the bereaved among us. And let us say, Amen. Please be seated. It's my pleasure to call forward a member of our board of directors, Tara Spagnola, the youngest member of our board of directors, I might add, to share with us the announcements for this Shabbat. With great pizzazz.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Well, I have a few thank yous first. Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Lindy. Thank you, Karma. Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Steve. Everyone has done a great job. Tomorrow, I don't know, is there anything? I don't think there's anything, no? Oh, no, nothing. Oh, wait, I did remember something. Come on, come on, everyone come join us. Let's celebrate, sorry. Come celebrate Purim tomorrow at 4 o'clock here. Not here, but in the sanctuary. This year's spiel is Oy Vey Broadway. It's really, really amazing, if I do say so myself. It stars over 80 temple members. Come and join the fun. It will be a blast, I promise you.
You'll get to see Tara up there singing and dancing.
You will, yes. When you come to the spiel, be sure to get your Mish Loach Manot Purim gift bag. Thank you to Wodi, the women of Temple Israel, for doing this great Purim mitzvah. After the spiel, stay for pizza, salad, Hohentasche, and a carnival for kids of all ages. That means you. Yep, you. A shout out to Casey Campbell Shadman for making sure that this carnival will be one of the best ever. I cannot wait to see it. Game tickets may be purchased online until midnight tonight. That's, in just a few hours. So go buy your tickets as soon as service is over. Or you can buy them tomorrow in person. Climb aboard the meal train. Choo-choo! Just getting started early. Okay, we're gonna get on the train. You guys ready? Let's get on the train. It's a meal train. There we go. Yeah, it's a meal train. Occasionally, there are times when members of our temple need meals delivered. So, to their homes during difficult times. If we can call on you once, just once, maybe even twice in a year, to help provide a meal to a family, please ask Karma to add you to the meal train. Let's all get on the train. Come on, let's get on the train. There we go. Choo-choo! Choo-choo! Family Promise is in need of some extra hands from March 12th to the 19th. I know that Lodi Unified is on spring break and many of you will be going on vacation, but please, if you can help, if you are able to prepare and deliver a meal, stay overnight at the day center or drive the van, please reach out to Jory Gwazdoff, Kathy Meyer, or Karma. They would really appreciate your help. And we are so excited to welcome Noah Aronson in concert on Wednesday, March 29th at 7 p.m. Reserve your seat by RSVPing on our website tonight. So first, you gotta buy your tickets for the carnival. Then you gotta RSVP to the Noah Aronson concert.
No charge for the concert. We just want to know how many people are coming.
Yep,
Gift of the music fund.
it is free. and it will be fun. I will be there. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
If it's not fun, you will make it fun.
Yes, I will.
Tara, I think that you missed your calling. I'm not sure if it would be as a studio announcer or a stand-up comic, but
Or a
wow.
star of the Perm Spiel.
Yeah. Thank you, Tara.
Since Craig Corin, our announcements have not been so unpredictable.
I'm coming back in April.
You're always welcome. Steve, you want to play Jagoda, O Say Shalom? O Say Shalom. Go for it.
Page 27 in the middle.
Oh,
say shalom.
Let's all stand, please, and we'll join together. I don't have to ask you to come and stand all around. We're pretty close already, and I like it.
Baruch
Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei
Peri hagafen. We have a very special challah tonight, so I want you to get a close-up of this. This was made by Deborah Blinder, and it is designed as a Purim mask.
Whoa.
And in the eyes, this is a Haman mask, and the eyes are hard-boiled eggs or soft-boiled, some kind of egg.
Hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled egg, so I'm gonna let you see it.
Ooh, that's pretty
That's
scary.
cool.
And the dough is flavored with halva.
Oh, the dough is flavored with halva.
I thought you said challah for a second.
You know what's beautiful and a little scary?
It's
Very scary. Sounds like Purim.
Yes. Sing one, sing together. Eloheinu melech haolam,
Motzi lechem min haaretz.
We're gonna, on the count of three, say Shabbat Shalom.
Wait, I got on the other side this time.
To everyone who's joining us from home. Chad, Shtayim, Shalosh. And Shabbat Shalom to everyone here. Please join us for Oneg. Have a wonderful Shabbat.